beast mode. So let me introduce you. So Matt Tucknott here, if you guys don't know. He is a beast. He is a lion. And he is from the mighty Oaklawn legacy. He ran an office last summer as a branch and has won multiple company trips, which is pretty cool. We're gifted him as an assistant in the school year while he goes to school at Oshkosh and trains and gets even more big and swole in beast mode, preparing for the track season. And now he's going to be a lead sales manager for Seabass again in Oaklawn, but he's a beast. He doesn't take any excuses. He really makes things happen. So I asked him to give some tips here on how you can get a lot of names and numbers and how you can really overcome some fear and just the intent of the talk. Because at the end of this, everyone who's either here or listens to this now on this recording is thinking of 50 to 100 to 200 more people that they can get their names and numbers from, and just help you guys have a lot of people to call. So thanks, Matt, for your time. Go ahead and take it away.
Yo, what is up, everybody? How we doing?
Hey.
Wonderful. Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So glad and excited to be giving this message. So first and foremost, everybody in this room knows way more people to show Cutco to than they're thinking of, right? Mm-hmm. Big facts. So first thing I want to say, big thing in getting more names and numbers is when was the last time you actually revisited your initial list? I know some of you in this room are pretty new, so it's probably last week, but then there's some of you people who are not new, so it's probably a long time ago. So I encourage you all to go back to your original list because you probably didn't show everybody on there. And then looking at that list will probably jog your memory for more people too. I actually, I just found a organized rec list from SC2 my first summer, and I was like, oh, they didn't even call some of these people on here. So definitely go through your old leads, through your original list, and always add on to it. And just think, guys, you're meeting more people constantly, so you can obviously add those people as well. Actually, over last summer, I got a lead from my Uber driver, right? Because I closed the deal in the back seat, and she was like, what's that? Told her what Cutco was. She was interested. I added her to my list. So you can always be getting leads everywhere. But the main thing I want to talk about with you guys is this right here. Can you, Seth, what's this say?
World's Nicest People.
You got it. World's Nicest People book, baby. So I highly recommend you all make the investment, the $1.50 or whatever it costs. Get yourself a beat up blue binder and put World's Nicest People book and a smiley face on it, and just put your recommendations in here. I know you guys already have the notebooks. So what I would recommend that you do, those are great. What I would do is I would take your really good sheets in there. So like any sheet that you have with 10 plus recommendations in there, take those pages out, grab one of those laminated like folder sheets and put them right in there, right? Because when you do that, it allows you to only show like high results, which is gonna elevate your customer's mind. It's gonna show them social proof, like, hey, everyone gives at least 10. You know what I'm saying? And then when you can constantly show bigger numbers, it's gonna challenge people to go bigger. Like up in the front, like I have a customer who actually gave me 45 recommendations right here. And that's like the first thing I show them, like, so let me just give you my intro to this. So normally I'm like, hey, Mrs. Jones, I got 2 books for you here today. Show them the Cutco book. This is my presentation book. This is where I show you all the cool stuff about Cutco, a little bit about me too. And then this book right here, this is my World's Nicest People book. this is actually my most important book of today. So most of my customers like to give me recommendations. On average, it's anywhere from like 10 to 20. However, the record is actually broken by Valerie with 45. So if you're feeling competitive, that's the number to beat, and I'll probably hook you up with some cool free stuff. And I'm like, you like free stuff, right? High five. All right, cool. And then I flip through it. I'm like, yeah, it's like 30. It's like 35. I'm just flipping through, and there's a bunch in there. I'm like, yep. And they're like, wow, everyone gives you a lot. I'm like, yeah. And I pass it to them. I'm like, yeah, you can look through this if you want. Sometimes people see somebody that they know. Most of the time they don't. And then and after that, I'm like, yeah, so just so you know, get the wheels turning, because I will be asking for those later. And then when you get to the recommendations later on, so fast forward in the demo, when you get to that point, you want to have your recommendation approach memorized, of course. Raise your hand if you got your rec approach memorized. Awesome. Seth, when you get your rec approach memorized?
I kind of forgot it. Yeah, or part of it.
I said, when you getting it memorized?
Oh, this week.
What day?
Yeah.
All right, dude, next team meeting.
Yep.
First things
Next
first,
meeting.
I want to hear it from you.
When you guys are car pulling up, you can say it in the car.
Heck yeah. And then Spencer, I know you're new, but I want to hear it from you too. Most important part of the job is recommendations. It's the lifeblood of your business. But yeah, so when you get there, obviously have it memorized, deliver it with confidence, hand them the sheet. So what I do is I have a piece of notebook. So what I do is I just do a sheet of notebook paper. You guys have your booklets, of course. So what I do is number 1 to 20. I put a star next to 15. I'm like, hey, Mrs. Jones, let me know when you get to 15. So if you can get to 20, I can tell you about some cool free stuff that you could win. I don't tell them what it is, because I want them to have that what's the word I'm looking for? Like the like suspense, basically. So like, oh, I want to learn about that. So yeah, they get there and like, all right, I'm at 15. What? Yeah, give me 5 more. Hook you up with that veggie peeler. Oh, sweet. Boom. Like just yesterday, lady gave me 20 for the peeler, and then she was talking about, oh, I didn't put this person. I was like, yeah, put them down. Put them down. Put them. Like, it's always like, yes, add more. There's no limit to what you can do. Like, I do 20. I know some of you guys do like 10 or 15 for the peeler, but in the past, like, I've done 30, 40. Like, if you know someone can give you a lot more, like when I got 45, I was like, yeah, beat the record. Right? She beat it. I was like, yeah, keep going for the veggie peeler. So always ask for more. That's I think that's a big area of opportunity for everyone in this room, is to always ask for more. Like, especially like your money customers. Like, if someone just bought Homemaker, Siggy, Alti, whatever, someone just spent $1,000+ with you, you think that their friends can do the same thing? Yeah, birds of a feather flock together. So ask them for who they know, right? So get more recs from the people that you want. And then after you get the recs, big thing is qualifying them. So once you get the recs, it's like, okay, cool. And then, hey, like, the biggest thing for me is like, hey, where do these people live? That way I'm not like, when I set up my appointments, I'm not wasting time going all over the place. So I'm like, hey, can you put down the city where they live? Okay, cool. And then it's like, yeah, who on there already has Cutco? Can you put a smiley face next to their name? Cool. And it's like, who's married? Right? Who has a nice kitchen? Who loves to cook? The list goes on. But yeah, the big thing, especially for time management, is like, yeah, what city do they live in? And then because I'm between Wisconsin and Chicago, it's like, oh, who do you know who lives in Wisconsin? Like, the appointment I did on Monday, I got 4 or 5 leads for Milwaukee, and I'm going to be in Milwaukee this weekend. And 3 of them already own Cutco. So excited about that. And then another big thing with the recs is making sure that you send out the text message on the spot. So I do this. So I strategically do it where if I'm working out a deal, I actually do my rec approach during the deal, right? I have them do that then. And then later when I'm cleaning up, then I have them send out the text individually, right? So that way some of the responses can start coming in then. And then what I'm about to start transitioning into is I'm actually going to start alley-ooping on the spot. Does anyone know what alley-ooping is? Oh, you guys are
Oh, shoot. Tell him, Tuck.
Oh, yeah. So I actually just had a call with Josh Gord about this earlier today. I've done it before, but alley-ooping is when you have your customer book an appointment for you, right? Who hates phoning? Raise your hand. Right? It's like the least favorite part of the job. So if you hate phoning, you're going to love alley-ooping because you're not going to have to phone any. Well, you're going to have to phone eventually, but theoretically, you could not ever phone again if you have your customer just book up all your appointments for you. So what you do, so what you do is there's actually an approach that Jason, yeah, approach, right?
Daily approach?
Yeah.
I'm sure we have it somewhere. I don't have it available now.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you can ask Jason for it, or I'll get some copies and bring it next week or something. But it's basically like after you get the recs, hey, Mr. Jones, sweet. Axe obviously asks for the top people on there, of course, and it's like, hey, Mrs. Jones, who do you think is home right now? Okay, Susie and Mary. Cool. You think we can give Susie a quick call? And then, yeah, so you just have her call her, and then basically what you want to do is pretty much have her read the rec text to her friend over the phone pretty much, and then just like banana phone it. Like, you ever heard of that? Like, oh, hey. So when she's done reading, like, hey, let me talk to her. And then you just take over. You set the appointment right there. Boom. And now you just saved yourself like 20 minutes of phoning. And then you can literally, with some people, like if you, the main thing with that is making sure that your rapport/relationship is tight. Because if your rapport is tight, it might phone like 5 to 10 of those people on there for you and you could have 5 to 10 demos booked just like that. So have them call them, and then boom, boom, boom. And then what you can also do, which is what I'm probably about to do, is save the peeler for after that. You know what I'm saying? Get all the recs, and then use that peeler as incentive for the alley-oop. Does that make sense? Cool. So yeah, save the peeler. I mean, you can at your own discretion, but yeah, you can use it that way, and then have them, yeah, like I said, have them book up your schedule. So yeah, that's alley-ooping. And yeah, main thing with that is, like I said, have good rapport with them, be confident, obviously smile and nod, and then yeah.
Nice. All right, questions so far, and then I have some questions. Do you have any questions for Tuck? Okay. So, Tuck, that was great. Thank you. So that's how to get a lot of names and numbers for recommendations as they're getting more, to continue the flow and the cycle of a lot of appointments. Right now, I feel like a few people might need even a back step where they might need more names and numbers. Can you give some examples of, but really it's just they don't have confidence in thinking of some people, or they're too chicken. So can you give some examples of ways you've come up with more people, and then, or you've taught someone to come up with more people, and then also like some stories of some people that someone was really scared to show to, or you really scared to show to, and they were on their chicken list. It turned out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. So some resources for getting more names and numbers. Obviously, your parents will help you out, I'm sure. My mom actually didn't give me a ton, but my nana did. So any of your family members should definitely help you out. I know a lot of people in the past have gotten success with doing like a kind of like a contest with their past customers, where like you shoot them out an email saying like, hey, if you give me X amount more recommendations, I'll give you this insert whatever piece of Cutco, whatever veggie peeler. That's what I'd probably do because it's cheap. So I know a lot of people have done that before. So past customers, family members. I'm sure you haven't seen all of your teachers, coaches, and like you can go way far back. Like Jacob Michlevitz, Sebastian's younger brother, SC2 2017. His push was like almost all teachers. So it was like all his high school teachers, grade school teachers. All he did when we started the push, he went on whitepages.com. Write that down, whitepages.com. It's like it's a way to get the number to somebody who you don't have a number for. So all you need is their name, get you their address, and then I think it's like 99 cents a month or something like that. So it's like $1, and then you can get everybody's numbers that way. So he literally went on White Pages, looked up the teachers, and then he just ran through them. And Jacob had a 20K SC2 push.
20K.
Yeah, not too bad. And then another couple ways: Facebook, message your people on, or message like teachers, coaches, family members, acquaintances, on Facebook. That could be money. Another one would be Snapchat. I'm sure all of you have not texted all of your friends, so I would either text or Snapchat your friends asking for their parents' numbers. This SC2, I actually did that, and I Snapchatted a ton of my friends. I haven't called all those people yet, but I have a list of like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 plus people I got just from messaging friends off Snapchat. So that can be a great tool for you as well. When I first started the job, messaging friends, like our first weekend was a lot of like friends' parents. So that's a huge resource that I know for a fact most of you aren't tapping into. So that, and then guys, remember this for your chicken list. If you don't call that person and show them a demo, somebody else will. So if you're too scared to do it, I promise you that either this spring or during the summer, someone's going to show them a demo. Like when I started my first week, I was waiting to show some of my my wrestling coaches and wrestling teammates' parents. And the next week, my friend Scotty Serzega, who wrestled with me, a year younger than me, started, and he showed damn near everybody who I wanted to show from the wrestling team. And I was like, what the F? And he had I think he had like a 6 or 7K fast start. I was like, so yeah, you're sleeping if you're not calling your chicken list. And then another thing on my chicken list, so this is another learning experience. I don't know why, but I was waiting to call my Uncle Sean. I don't know why, but I was waiting to call him. And then I waited too long because he went on a trip to Egypt and spent like 10 grand. And I only sold him a galley set when I probably could have sold him a Siggy. So,
Yeah.
Don't wait. Just do it. That's why I'm just do it all the time.
Beast. All right. Who's some people? So ask these guys a couple questions. What are some examples of people that you guys have waited to call, or you're scared to call right now? What are some examples? Josh?
So this girl that I had like the biggest crush on in high school.
Yeah.
Our parents are really good friends with their parents, and I knew I could have booked a demo with them. I was just really looking as a new rep to call them. But so I waited a few months, and then this other guy who came into our office, he's not around anymore, but he ended up selling them. and I missed out on a galley set because I was too scared to call him and didn't call him for like 4 months into the job.
Yep. Okay. How about Spencer, someone you're scared to call on your list?
I wouldn't necessarily say scared, but wheezy just because I want to, like a lot of people that I've talked to maybe once.
Okay. Ooh.
I feel
Okay.
like I have no problem doing it. It's the fact that I don't want to come off as
Sure.
I'm talking to you the second time.
Yep.
To show you.
So Matt, what'd you say to that? Did you hear that situation?
So not more scared, more so just don't want to come off wrong, I guess.
Do you get that?
Can you hear me?
So you're scared to come off as like salesy, or?
Yeah, because he's only met them once or
like
twice, and
people
it's
I
like,
talk to, one
Yeah.
situation.
yep.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Salesy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Not even sales. They just be like, because it's just weird, like randomly reaching out, maybe.
Right. Well, I'll let Matt lead it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I mean, if you think about it, when you start calling recommendations, you never met those people at all, and you're calling them.
Yeah, that's different just because in that situation they know you as like you're trying to.
Is it different?
Yeah, I feel like it is because you did have a different relationship with somebody, and then since they're new, it's easy to just establish as though you knew, like you helped out their friend maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's in my head, but like it just feels.
I think you're in a place where you think that you're doing something to them and not.
Yes. Explain that, Wiley. What do you mean?
Well, like Cuckoo's a great thing, and if you show it to them, and the worst thing that happens is like they're not like all about it, and they still help you out, like improving your relationship with that person.
Sure.
And then otherwise, if they did really like it and they did really want it, they're missing out. They're going through like junk knives over and over again, and they're dealing with this trash that they don't like when they want.
Yeah.
So you could like be that person that helps them find Cuckoo.
Yeah. Don't screw them over. Right. So realize, remember, Cuckoo's something you're doing for them and not to them. Right. They're going to waste thousands on crappy knives anyway. Might as well be in good stuff Cuckoo wants.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to take it off yourself and on the purpose of helping them out, because you have to fully believe, okay, even you've done 6 demos, right? You're pretty new. Has anybody honestly not liked Cuckoo? Even if they didn't buy, did they still enjoy it and think it was a good product?
Sure, yeah.
And they still probably like your presence and have fun.
Yeah.
It probably feel good to help someone out.
Yeah.
So there you go. Boom. That helps, right? A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And when you call them, don't like beat around the bush.
Yeah.
I just like, catch them a little bit and then kind of get into like why you're calling them. Like they're looking for someone to help you out.
Yep. And then the thing I always like to say too is just flip the script. So what if, who's someone comes to mind, like what's their name and what's your relationship to them? And I'm going to flip the script on you. So these people you're like scared to call, or you're like wheezy to call them. Parents,
at their house.
okay. So parents, friend, who you met once or twice up at their house.
Sure.
So flip the script. What if that same person, Bob and Cindy, whoever it is, let's say Bob and Cindy called you, and they're like, hey, Spencer, I don't know if you know us, but we're actually friends with your parents. Hope you're doing well. Do you have a minute to chat? What's up, Steve asked. And it's like, hey, hope we had a really quick favor. We're actually going out of town to Europe, and we need someone to watch our dog. You seem like really nice. Seem like you like dogs, and this makes someone who might be able to help. Are you able to help us and just stop by and feed our dog a few times while we are gone? Right?
Sure.
Would you go, oh, weird? What? What, are you trying to use me to get your dog? Are you kidding me? Right?
Yeah.
Just flip it. Yeah, just flip it. If they ask you to move, if they ask you to coach their kid on doing social media advertising, if they ask you, feedback on what it was like moving to a bigger city like Appleton or anything like that, like why you'd be like, oh yeah, I met you once. Yeah, what's up? How can I help?
Sure.
Always flip it, and it's not weird. All right, Mariah.
Exactly.
I just have something kind of going off of that.
Okay.
I just
Oh.
that month it created me like $3,000 in CPO.
Yep. Which has been a year. She started a year ago, people. Just a month.
Yeah, just a month ago I started showing my dad's friends.
So the problem was what? I didn't hear all that.
No, Mariah just waited. She started a year ago, and she just started calling her dad's friends, and she
Okay.
told about a few grand already to them. And Recos and helped them out. Had a great time, right? Cool. Cool. Seth, do you have anyone you're scared to call right now, or who's someone you're hesitant to call?
Someone I'm really hesitant to call is the majority of my mom's side of the family. Just because it's pretty much like my grandma and my grandparents, where they're kind of like they're quite the penny pinchers, and I don't know if it's like worth it to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't it be?
You never know.
Be like selling one thing at a time. Where
Are they a Mac?
huh?
Are they married, over 30, and on a hump?
Yes.
Okay.
Even if
Yeah.
even if you did, and that's not going to happen, but even if you did only sell one night to those people, $100, which that's not going to happen because you're great. You're
Yes.
still making $30 to do that.
Yep.
I think I have one.
And then you're still getting Recos.
And Recos.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
It's just a matter of why not.
Yep. Yep. Now, if
By
you
the way,
have like 100 other amazing leads, sure, call them first. But if you have a list, you're like, I want more people to call, and you're just hesitant to call them, I just call them right away. Yeah, Matt?
I was just gonna say, by the way, like everyone who's scared to call somebody, I think about it this way. If you call them, what's the worst that they could say? The worst thing that they can say is no, right? The very worst thing they can say is no. And then even if they say no, oh well, it's their fault. I mean, oh well, they don't deserve Cutco anyway. But think about it this way, right? If they say no, you're in the exact same spot you were before you call them anyway. So it can only help you by calling them.
Get them off the list. Yeah.
Can't hurt you. It can only help you.
Yep.
And then going back to when he was like about calling like random people, or not random people, but like people you've only met a couple times.
Yep.
When you have like, you just need to change your mindset to like that servant mindset, or like whatever you're doing is to serve and help somebody.
Yep. Heck yeah. All right. Thank you. Wiley, do you have an example or someone you're scared to call?
I have two examples of
What do you
people
got?
that I should have called
Yep.
and scheduled them with, but I didn't. They all sold to them.
Oh, like who?
Wes's mom.
Yeah.
She was my Spanish teacher in high school.
Really?
And I called her and got her on the phone, and she'll mention food, but we can call her next week, set up demo. And then next week came around, and like I had other people call. I'm like, she didn't sound like super interested anyways. So like, I didn't want to bother her again.
Yep.
And I did call her, and then I think Wes started about a month later, and he sold her a homemaker set. And then also another person that I didn't call because like I had only been to like her house like twice when I was a kid, and I knew their son a little bit, and she like babysitted me. It was with my mom's friends, and then my mom reached out to her because I'm like, he's like, now I'm like in a place where I'm better because you feel like I'm have that strong connection. I guess I know that like showing her Cutco. And so my mom reached out to her, and then I found that Seth's
Oh,
Wait, I think it was Jody.
Jody?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my neighbor.
Oh. So, get to them, man. Call them. They love Cutco. They all eat. They all eat. Do not hurt their, like, so not only might someone else sell them, but it may be 10, 20, 30 years, if ever, that they ever see Cutco, right? How pissed would you be if you found out your friend was like, I don't know, I guess iPhone's a bad example, but if something that like really helps your life that you really enjoy and really like, that your friend or your relative was selling and showing, had a connection to, you found out 20 years later that you could have had that your whole life, you're gonna be pissed. You're like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
I've been wasting all this money on these crappy phones or this far less superior product. You know, whatever. You guys get it.
Hey,
Okay, if you want to wrap it up, Matt?
I was just gonna say, if Cutco was the cure to cancer, when you tell everyone you knew first.
Oh.
Dang.
That's
That
why.
just got
Right? Boom.
Mm.
It's not the cure to cancer, but it is the cure to their kitchen needs. Right?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Matt?
Go hard.
Go hard.
Beast mode.
Beast mode. And what do you add in career sales, like personal sales?
About 50.
50 G's. So thanks for your tips. We really appreciate it.